Hey, Vision Chasers, Dr. Bird here. How you set your mind determines how you respond to adverse situations. And there will be adverse situations coming your way as you chase your vision of success. Now, you can set your mind, and the practice of setting your mind involves a lot of time and energy in order to make that happen. And I guarantee you that the time and energy that you spend investing in setting your mind, it's time well invested, time well spent. You need to do that because, once again, I can say it another way: how you preset before that adverse situation, how you preset your mind determines how you manage, how you navigate, how you problem solve those adverse situations that will come your way as you chase your vision of success. Now, today I want to continue in sharing what I am learning this summer from reading this amazing book. There you see the cover here. It's titled Overcome by Lieutenant Jason Redman. Crush adversity with the leadership techniques of America's toughest warriors. This is an outstanding book, and I'm excited to be able to share this with you all, the vision chasers out there. You need this information. And when we talk about your mindset, not everybody is willing to put in that time. Not everyone is willing to make that investment of time and energy towards setting their mind. And you know what? I don't want you to be in that situation. I don't want you to come across an obstacle and not have the mental preparation to appropriately deal with that situation. I want you to be ready. I want you to be ready to start the problem solving process so that you can move closer to where you're supposed to be. So, throughout history, we are amazed by some of the things that people have done throughout their lives, some of the amazing accomplishments. And you know who I'm talking about. We quote them all the time. There's movies made about the amazing things that they've done. There are books written about the amazing things that they've done. And remember, what makes these stories so amazing, what makes them entertaining, what makes them so inspiring is the fact that they had to go through something. They had to deal with something. They had to deal with some adversity. And that's what makes this book a wonderful read. That's what really, definitely for me, and I think for you as well, if you were to pick it up and start reading it, it will really make you really straighten up and want to pay attention to what Lieutenant Jason Redman has to say, because he's been through an adverse situation. And so let's talk about him a little bit. Let's talk about the man, Jason Redman, Lieutenant Jason Redman. There you see him. He's serving over in Iraq, and definitely thank him and all the other men and women for their service then and now. So there you see him, strong, brave, determined. He's doing a job that he was called to do. And ultimately what happened, as he and his team were looking to capture an enemy who had some information that they needed, through the course of that, they entered into a trap, an ambush. And through the course of that ambush, he was injured. He was injured pretty badly. And this is a picture, as you can see, this is a picture of him in the hospital. And he was he was severely injured. Like his arm was injured, and he was shot in the face. And it's you know yeah, this is his story, the man behind this wonderful book that we can all learn from. This is his story. He was severely injured, and you some of you may even find it hard to even look at this picture. And you can imagine, because of the way he tells his story, that some people, when they went into the hospital room, they couldn't hide their feelings. Their feelings were, he was able to see what they were thinking by the looks on their face when they looked at him. But remember what I talked when I said it's important how we preset our minds. Preset our minds. You see, Lieutenant Redmond, he had already preset his mind, so that you can see here, even in this picture, he's given a thumbs up because he's thinking a certain kind of way because of the way he's already set his mind. So he's already processed this situation. He's processed he's processed his injuries and what this means for him, and he's ready to move forward. Check this out. So the reason that we know of Jason Redmond and really what put him in the national spotlight, if you will, is this note right here that he taped up outside of his hospital room. It's on the door. Attention to all who enter here. If you are coming into this room with sorrow or to feel sorry for my wounds, go elsewhere. The wounds I received, I got in a job I love, doing it for people I love, supporting the freedom of a country I deeply love. I am incredibly tough and will make a full recovery. What is full? That is the absolute utmost physically my body has the ability to recover. Then I will push that about 20% further through sheer mental tenacity. This room you are about to enter is a room of fun, optimism, and intense, rapid regrowth. If you are not prepared for that, go elsewhere. From management. So again, we talk about how you set your mind. And again, how you preset your mind. How you preset your mind. That's going to determine how you face, how you deal with adverse situations. And notice that, wow, like he had some pretty severe injuries. But because of how he preset his mind, he decided, you know what, let me let everyone know how this is going to go down in this room. So he wrote that note and let everyone know, just inform them, this is what it is. This is what it is. So you need to get your mind right before you enter this room. That's amazing. That is amazing. So this picture, someone took a picture of that note that he put on his door, and it went viral, and eventually the president found out about it and said, hey, I've got to have this guy. I've got to meet this guy. I got to see this guy at the White House. And so there you see Lieutenant Redmond meeting with the president at the time, George W. Bush. And that note, ladies and gentlemen, that was a reflection of the fact that Lieutenant Redmond had he had done the work to set his mind so that he could appropriately respond to adverse situations, to obstacles, to failure. That's what that note meant. And because of that note has set Jason Redmond up for the rest of his life. He is so busy. He has his own business. He does a lot of speaking engagements. There you see a current picture of him now. Very successful and very inspirational. And he helps out other wounded warriors. He helps them get through by sharing words of encouragement, by sharing his story. And this is where he is now as a result of the work that he has done to set his mind. And then in addition, he also works with major corporations in helping them to inspire their workers so that they can do their very best job for the company. So he's set, and it all goes back to how he set his mind. You know, he was a soldier, but the lessons that he learned in the military as a Navy SEAL, we can learn from that, and we can use that in our lives. We don't necessarily have to be on the battlefield where our lives are in danger, but still in life, there are going to be ambushes, if you will. They're not gonna be life and death, but we're going to get caught by surprise. There's going to be obstacles. There's going to be delay. There's going to be failure. There's going to be things that we have to deal with. And it all goes back to what I said at the beginning, how we preset our minds. That's going to determine if we're going to be able to successfully navigate any obstacles that come our way. Now, what I want to do right now is I want to give you three takeaways from this story. So the first takeaway I want to give you is you have to set the tone. You have to set the tone when you come up against adversity. You have to set the tone, because there can be, negativity can come into your mind from other people. Other people can bring negativity into your mind with their words, with their actions. But no, you have to set the tone. You have to be purposeful about rejecting the negativity and bringing in the positivity. So you set the tone. Here's how he set the tone. He said in his note, "This room you're about to enter is a room of fun, optimism, and intense, rapid regrowth. If you are not prepared for that, go elsewhere." So what he's doing is he's stating, this is what my environment is all about. This is what I want in this environment. Only things that are going to be conducive to me making a full recovery as best as I possibly can. That's what he wanted. So you set the tone, set the environment. And number two, set the goal. When you come up against adverse situations, you've got to problem solve. You've got to do something. You've got to move forward. So I say, set the goal. When you set the goal, that gives you something to do. He said, "I will make a full recovery." What is full? That is the absolute utmost physically my body has the ability to recover. Then I will push that about 20% further through sheer mental tenacity. That's the goal. Again, if you're faced with adversity, you've got to have something to do. You've got to have something to do. You can stay there forever and say, why me? Why me? Poor me. Look at all these things that I don't have. Or you can set a goal, find something to do that's going to get you out of there to help you move forward. And that's what he did. And he showed that in his note. And then the last takeaway from this note is remember the why. Remember the why. Yeah, sure, there's going to be disappointment. There's going to be failure. You're going to miss the mark. And there will be times when those negative thoughts, they kind of try and seep in. And you've got to, again, remember the why. Remember what the why is all about. And I think that's going to help you to reject those negative thoughts, because when you can fully recall and stand on why you're doing what you're doing, that's going to help you to stand up straight. That's going to help you to process that, that didn't work out. Well, I guess I've got to learn from that and try it again differently, because this why is so important to me. I just can't leave it. I just can't give up on it. I've got to try something different. So his why. Here's his why from his notes. From his note, he said, "The wounds I received, I got in a job I love, doing it for people I love, supporting the freedom of a country I deeply love. I am incredibly tough, and I will make a full recovery." That's the why. The why. That's why. That's what motivated him. That's what inspired him to go out there on the battlefield. The love for his job, the love for the people that he has for people, and the love for his country. Like that, and it's just for him, for his why, it was just that simple. That's why he did it. And in those times when you, even though, and I can imagine for him, even though, yeah, he was, I'm sure Jason was frustrated that he was injured and he had to go through all of the different surgeries and all those different things. I'm sure that throughout it all, what really helped him to endure all that was the fact that he just remembered those things, the love that he has for his country and people and his job and his buddies in his unit. And so those things helped him to persevere through that recovery so that he could meet his goal, so that he could make sure that his environment was protected and the tone was positive. All of that points back to how he preset his mind. If you don't preset your mind, if you don't have that kind of mindset, that overcomer's mindset, when you meet with tragedy, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult to respond if you don't have those tools, if you don't have that preparation. And as vision chasers, I don't want you to be caught out there without those tools that you need to be prepping your mind daily. And so as I leave you, what I want to do is I want to encourage you to focus on winning your days, moving closer to your vision of success each and every day. And I did a video that talked about the importance of winning your day, and that's going to pop up now. And I encourage you to watch that. Start with that. That's going to help you to build up those habits that you need to start prepping your mind, to start setting it so that your mindset is in an appropriate place, so that when you meet up against adversity, you can respond appropriately. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be more to come. This is a great book. I've only shared with you just a little bit, and there's going to be more to come. So thank you so much for watching. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, until we meet again, please keep chasing the vision.